When you force yourself through difficult tasks and constant decision-making, your cognitive control rapidly exhausts. In psychology, this phenomenon is called ego depletion. We often treat willpower like a muscle we just need to toughen up, but really it's a system, and systems can be hacked with the correct psychological frameworks. To see how this works, grab a pen and a piece of paper. At the top of the page, write down the name of one highly demanding project you've been avoiding. This is going to be our test case. By writing this down, we are going to build a physical, depletion-proof action plan. The goal is to externalize your cognitive load, allowing you to bypass your reliance on raw willpower entirely. Below your project name, write Step 1, Time Goal. When we face a demanding project, we tend to fall into a hesitant, indecisive state, known as state orientation. What we actually need is to shift into a decisive action orientation. This 2014 chart shows error rates for self-control and evo depletion. The state-oriented group on the left made many errors after their willpower drained. But look at the action-oriented group on the right. Their performance when depleted was practically identical to their control group. To trigger this action orientation for your own project, cross out the outcome-based goal you wrote at the top of your page. Below it, write a time-based execution goal. For example, instead of finish the report, write work for 2 hours. It is critical that you do not worry about what you actually produce during this block. Your only metric for success is how long you work. Shifting your focus from the outcome to the effort eliminates the heavy cognitive tax of uncertainty. You stop calculating how far away the finish line is, which saves all your mental energy for the task itself. Next, write Step 2, Milestones. Even with a clear time goal, you are going to encounter a phenomenon known as the middle slump. This graph maps out how your motivation behaves over the life cycle of a task. It starts high, drops into a deep, wide valley right in the middle of your work, and then spikes again as you near the end. Your initial starting momentum fades, but the finish line is still too far away to pull you forward. To counter this, slice your time-based goal into equal blocks of effort. If your goal is 2 hours, set a milestone every 30 minutes. By placing these markers evenly, you pull the motivation line upward. Again, these milestones must only track the time you spend working. Do not measure your production volume or your word count. Breaking the session into evenly spaced time chunks artificially resets your brain's reference point. This prevents the motivation dead zone entirely and sustains your momentum without demanding extra willpower. Now, write down Step 3, If-Then Protocol. This step applies a technique known as mental contrasting with implementation intentions, or MCII. Your willpower drains the fastest when a sudden obstacle forces your brain to calculate a new route while you are already under stress. Think about your specific project. Identify the biggest single obstacle that derails your focus when trying to work. To counter it, we use a strict formula. Write an if statement for that exact obstacle, followed by a then statement outlining a predetermined action. Do not fall into the trap of trying to plan for every possible interruption. Restrict your protocol to only the primary threat. Making this decision in advance acts as an automated cognitive bypass. When the obstacle actually hits, you execute the planned action immediately, preventing your battery from draining in the moment. Finally, write Step 4, Anchor. Here we address starting friction. The heaviest cognitive load of any project occurs in the exact moment you have to transition to working. To eliminate that friction, tether your new time-based task to a habit you already complete every single day without fail. Write down this exact formula on your page. After I complete my existing habit, I will start my time-based goal. Tying the new task to an established neural pathway bypasses the friction of starting. It turns the onset of difficult work into an automatic reflex. Look at your completed 4-step action plan. You've taken a blank page and built a highly structured system. Before you wrote this down, you were facing a vague, overwhelming project. Now you have a precise, time-boxed protocol ready to execute. By combining fixed time blocks, making pre-made decisions, and setting daily anchors, you successfully shift yourself out of hesitation and into an action orientation. Pin this paper somewhere visible. From now on, let the automated system do the heavy lifting for your project, rather than relying on your fragile willpower.